What's going on? Big morning, Saturday morning. What's happening? As you know, it's the mothership. The best team in radio is Nafi Lounge. As you always know, my name is Kevin K. Pryor. LeBron James of the radio game. Ted DiBiase of the radio. You know, the Jake the Snake Roberts. Let me stop. I'm just doing that one.
Where's the Python at? Please.
No, that's next week. Broadcasting live, North Bronx, legendary The Matrix Studios. Simulcast on WR Digital Broadcasting, 1620 AM in the Lehigh as well. And always on www.nafilounge.com. I'm joined by my brother, Mr. Just the Classic Man.
How y'all doing? Good morning. Good morning.
Shaped up. Look like shaped up.
Always. Got to be fresh for Saturday.
Backstage Ed in the box there. What's going on, bro?
Good morning. Good morning.
Got CJ and his little beautiful sister. It's nice to have her there today. So we'll keep it clean as we always do anyway.
Definitely.
But we're waiting on Rodeo as he's in transit. But crazy night last night in Chicago.
Yeah, what's going on?
I mean, the Donald. For those who don't know, and you have to be living under a rock not to know, the Donald Trump presidential, I guess, meeting, or what would you call that?
It was supposed to be a rally.
Had a situation. There was a group of people that protested.
The protest stopped it.
Right. The protest became so hard that they didn't do the event.
Yeah.
And then there was obviously some fighting. I don't know. I don't think anybody was killed.
No.
But it was some.
There was nobody killed, but they actually got hurt.
Right. But some people who got hurt. Yeah. And I think again, it's funny because before all this happened, I was talking to somebody early in the week about the presidential process and what's going on. They said this reminds them a lot of '68, and they were like, don't be surprised if you start seeing unfortunate incidences at these rallies. And there's one guy leading the charge, and the rhetoric is so strong that people are reacting to that.
Yeah.
Then this what happens last night.
Yeah, I mean it's a shame because you want people to be able to speak their point of view in a nonviolent manner as always.
Right.
But I mean, he has his right to speak his point. Those people have their right to speak their point.
Right.
But it has to be at a level where we're not trying to hurt anybody, because you have kids at these rallies. You have young adults at these rallies. So you're fighting your own brother and sister in the sense of, it might not be physical blood brothers and sisters, but human brothers and sisters. You battling each other when we're supposed to be trying to work together,
right?
As a country to come together and do something productive. Where we're fighting each other, and that's the scary part about it, is that right now this presidential election is really turning more, not so much into a presidential election, but it's tearing the country at its fabric, at its soul apart. And it's really pitting sides, one side versus another side, and it's just scary. What could happen in the next year or so?
No, it doesn't basically say that, but it is true. It is true that what you're saying, but it's more scary when you're looking at it. All the rhetoric that they putting out there of us against them, we taking the country back, we're going to make sure that we build walls. That's all divisive stuff that they're saying. And after a while, people's going to take offense. It's not like the old days where people sit back and cower and don't say much, but then now you got people who's actually going to go out there and fight and do something crazy.
Put it this way, let's take it out of political context. It reminds me from a street perspective of the East Coast West Coast War,
right, when
you had the situation with Big and Death Row and Tupac, and you had everybody on one side rooting for one side, everybody on the other side rooting for the other side. Unfortunately, two people were perished over whether that was a crescendo that led to that, but it was a situation where it became real ugly over several months. So from that standpoint, we're seeing this now played out politically now, where people are choosing sides. The sides, even if there were also people who were Caucasian that was against Trump, but what the projective is from the media is that it's black against white, and that becomes very scary. That becomes a situation where it goes beyond just Trump. It goes to just everyday walks of life, where, especially in areas that are highly segregated. I mean, populated by both white and black, not segregated. Excuse me. Could be where you now have that issue.
But I think that we've been leading this way. If you look at all the shootings that have gone over the last 2 years, look at how it's been pinning against it. White cop shoots black kid. White cop shoots black kid. It's almost like that line, that friction has been building and building and building. And now it's like this Trump movement and the way he's talking and his rhetoric is really starting to cause, this friction to really build up into a massive volcano, and it's gonna blow. And the question is how. I mean, I know I sit up here every week and I say, yes, I'm a Trump supporter. I listen to the things he says, and I'll be honest with you. I don't agree with everything he says.
Right.
I don't agree with anything everybody says.
Of course.
But I look at some of the things he's done in his past, so that's what I look at.
Right.
But at this point, it's not about being a supporter; it's about being a person.
Right.
And now we can't just go around here black man trying to beat up white man trying to beat up black man. Black man's supposed to work with white man to work together, and that's the problem. Nobody wants to work with anybody. Everybody wants their own thing, do their own thing, and that's my soapbox of the day.
I heard an interesting comment by Rachel Maddow from MSNBC, and at first I was like, no, this has got to be crazy for somebody to even make this statement on national TV. But when I sat back and thought about it a little bit more, I'm like, I'm really hoping that was just spin. She made a comment about last night saying that any Republican candidate for president that goes into inner city Chicago is going to have some issues. Most of the time, they would go to the suburbs, more of their base or their rally. Chicago is heavily African American, heavy Hispanic. So she felt like the Trump hierarchy put that together on purpose. Not to say that they wanted the thing to be shut down, but they knew that they would get some friction, and then spin it to where Trump's now the victim of a guy trying to, make America great again, and he's being shut down. So, when I sat back and thought about, what would you think these people that diabolical that they would try to get people killed?
Yes, definitely. Yes.
Wow. I mean,
you have to think it's showing across the country, it's showing across the world.
Right.
He's like, listen, I'm trying to just hold my rally. I'm just trying to present myself in the best light, and people out here are not letting that happen. And why is that?
Right.
I'm just trying to have my little forum where I can speak to my people. Mm-hmm. Why you got to come in here and mess up my thing? I'm not being disrespectful to anybody.
Right.
And that's what they're looking for. They want that sympathy vote now. And he's going to get it.
But the thing is that you got to remember, if you listen to exactly what he said today, this morning, well, mostly last night, but he was sitting there saying, well, I didn't expect for these people to come in to start up anything. I was just like you said, I just wanted to talk and say what I had to say, but I'm trying to bring America together. I'm not trying to be divisive. I didn't say everything he keeps on. He keeps flipping it back and saying, I have not said those things.
Right.
I'm not he said, I did not go against anybody because I'm inclusive to everybody. And it's crazy when he says that when you got your main person that's supporting you is David Dukes and a bunch of other people.
Well, I don't think it's his main person.
I don't think it's main person.
No.
I mean, that's one of the people.
That's one of the people that's sitting there that's saying a whole lot. And then if you see some of those ads that they put out there, which was kind of crazy.
Well, here's the thing. I haven't seen him and David Duke shake hands yet.
Oh, no, they never gonna. No, you're not going to see that right now.
Him and Ben Carson shook hands.
Him and Ben Carson shook hands. So,
but that's going to be something different. But that's, like I said, you're going to shake hands with your people and your fellow Republicans who's going to support you later.
And I will say this. I saw a clip of the rally. I was on World Star this morning. Don't ask me why. I was on World Star. I couldn't sleep. I'm excited for the show today. I was on World Star.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get no press. But they were yelling out Kendrick at the rally. And that got me. Why are we yelling out Kendrick at a Donald Trump rally? Because that's the device right there that he needs. There it is. Why? Who's Kendrick? If anybody knows, they were talking about Kendrick Lamar, unfortunately.
I just think, unfortunately, I hear what you're saying, but I think, unfortunately, people just yelling at things they know. I think that's why, we touch on this sometimes here at this show, because I don't really think sometimes our community know the difference. Like, people say against the Trump thing, but maybe not look at some of the positives. It's the same scenario back in 2012 when 98% of the black folks voted for Obama. Just because he's black doesn't mean that everything he does is right.
That's correct.
So, again, it's a dynamic that we need as a people to get more savvy on, because laws and the way we live are being governed, are being shaped by the political process. We need to know more about it. But in any event, we'll continue on with this. We have a great show today. We got some really good people.
Yes, we do.
We have a lady in the house that obviously after the show, we do, for those who don't know, as you know, if you're watching us live, we do an early morning show. So normally in the afternoon, we go somewhere to kind of unwind and hang out. And we got to meet this lovely young lady, and she's former radio person herself. Probably got the itch to do it again. And she's here to kind of touch on some things and continue this conversation. Miss Lisa Taylor's in the building. From Mace TV, if you've been following the show a lot, she was here about 4 or 5 months ago, and was very passionate about the Bernie Sanders movement. Miss Jocelyn Johnson will be here, and superstar of stage and screen and other things.
And photo and photography. And photography.
She's doing some great things. CEO and president of Heather Glam, the lovely, talented Miss Heather Hunter will be here.
You see me smiling for a reason.
Yeah, I see. I know.
My cheese is on.
I see you got a crease in your sweater.
Yes, sir. I'm ready. I am built for this.
So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to bring Ms. Lisa Taylor up and continue this conversation on the political process, maybe some other things on some news. But, we was going to talk about other things, but this kind of hit last night, so it's important to stay with it. It's 9 Feet Lounge live on a Saturday morning. Come on back.
Morning.